Hi guys. So continuing with our discussion on health, I'll talk to you about the input and the output and the food that we take and what is it that we should be doing with our body. So in the last lesson, we discussed that this body is a gift that is given to us. We didn't choose it. It came to us with certain assets, certain deficiencies. But the best part is that everything works automatically in this suit, right? Breathing happens automatically. The digestion happens automatically. We don't necessarily control, something should be digested in this way, this time, in this speed, etc. Everything is perfectly designed. We can't control it. Our heartbeat we can't control. Yes, we can do certain things. Heartbeat adjusts to sort of make sure this whole body is in balance. So by and large, whatever is happening inside the body is to ensure that each cell is thriving and living. Okay. Now, if we have to maintain this asset in order for us to do things which we have to do, go after our goals and achieve our goals, then we have to really make sure that we use this body properly. So, what do you mean by use? For this body, we need to put in food, and then food will be taken care of automatically by this body. We can't do anything about it. And then what we will do is to sort of use this body. Okay. So I'll talk to you about few things about the input. What is the input or the feed that this body is going to get, and what are the things that you should be watching. Again, plain vanilla, guys. But we all know certain things, as I discussed in my first lesson, that we know certain things, but we don't practice. We have knowledge sitting in our head, but we don't use that knowledge. So it's just again the reminder session. Health is not something that we should be talking about in this get succeeding in the consulting world and being the corporate Alexander. But still, we don't. Some people, some of us are not cognizant of what's actually we should be doing. So what is the input? First, let's talk about the quantity. Plain vanilla saying how much food do you think your body needs? Clearly, guys, don't put everything that you have on the table right up till this throat. You give some space to breathe. Okay. Don't sort of put everything. I would always suggest eat 20% less than your appetite. You'll feel better. If you sort of put everything, I'm sure you would have noticed that you feel very sluggish, you feel very sleepy, because all the energy is now busy digesting the food inside the tummy. You feel sluggish, you feel lazy, and yeah, you could have possibility of increasing weight, and loading on more weight is not something that's a good idea, right? So watch out in terms of the quantity of the food that we eat. Number two, timing. When you should eat, how much gap you should have, etc., etc. Again, pretty commonsensical, guys, but I'll just tell you two things that in the office timing, don't necessarily eat heavy stuff, because during the office our minds are very active, our minds are not focused on what we are eating. We tend to eat excuse me, we tend to eat stuff which could be lots of cheese, a lot of fat, or it could be something which is not healthy. So just be watchful in terms of the quantity and the quality of the food you eat, particularly the time when you're working. In the morning at dinner, you can be a little bit more relaxed, but in terms of quantities, yes, at all times you have to really take care of that. In terms of mix, what you should be eating, what you should not be eating, I suggest you can eat anything. This tummy, as I mentioned last time, it doesn't know what is coming in. It's a fire place. It'll burn out everything and digest the food. Yes, if you're someone who thinks and eats, oh, this is not good and this is good, then yeah, you're kind of coloring the mind, and it's a mixed thing. It may actually have an unfavorable impact on what you're putting inside your body. Another thing is about the speed. A lot of people tend to eat very fast, guys. Again, sorry to sort of come across as a very sort of in a guiding manner I'm saying all this, but I've seen people as if they have so big tasks to do that they don't really pay attention and take out time when you eat. If you have to eat, guys, don't do anything else. Don't talk. Just eat slowly. Take as small a bite as possible. It's a kids stuff, but we all know how we sort of take things for granted. We put stuff, we don't necessarily feel the difference. Life goes on. Later on, we realize that, oh, this is not good. If you're young, you may not really be registering all of this, but if you can inculcate this habit, I'm sure your parents would have also told you this, or you may be telling your own kids also. But just practice what you preach, and practice what you've been told, either which way, depending upon your age. In terms of the enjoyment, it's very important that we enjoy each and every piece of the food that we eat. Now you may say, now we all enjoy food. But what happens is that if you're working in the office and you're busy talking and stuff like that, you actually put in the first bite in your mouth, something new that you're eating. That is the time you have all your attention onto your tongue, because you're deciphering the taste, you're deciphering the aroma, the flavor. And then if you really like it, your mind is very happy, oh, this is really good, and you're enjoying that. And as you sort of begin to take subsequent bites, our attention then goes somewhere else. We look at the phone, we start talking to some people, and then every other bite that we take till we polish off the whole plate, we don't necessarily register that what was the food. It is the reminder of the first bite that we've taken, which stays with us. Rest of the bites, we were not paying attention to what we are eating. We were talking, we were discussing, we were either looking at the phone or doing something else. Guys, most important part of life, of course, is food. And if you can't enjoy food by doing certain things unconsciously, missing a big opportunity. And if you relish your food, you enjoy it, you're in a pretty good mood, right? And in pretty good mood, you can do a lot of work, right? So guys, enjoy each and every piece of it. Digest, chew as much as you can, and use the saliva of your mouth to go inside so that can digest, because this is all about energy is what we're talking about here. If energy deficient, you will not be able to go after your goals. All telling you is about how you can make sure that you remain energetic throughout the day, from morning till evening, as passionate as you are. Few things, if you're not doing right, if you're not feeling great, maybe these are few things that you could be focusing on. Now in terms of the output, you've taken care of the input, now the output. In terms of the output, I would suggest that we have energies which we use in order to do our day-to-day stuff. But in terms of our body parts, right, our legs and hands and neck, they move in a particular direction when we're doing work, right? We don't move our heads and our head and all the body parts in all directions. So I would suggest make sure that you take out time in the morning, and make sure that all the body parts are moving in directions which you don't normally use. Why I'm saying that is because if you use a particular body part in a particular way, it gets used to that way, and then the rest of the places where it is not getting used, it begins to get rusted. Okay, so if you sort of do that, it will remain oiled, it will remain mobile, and it'll get energy, it'll get the oxygen, it'll get the influence to flow in. I mean, plain vanilla guys, I'm no health expert, but if you move, you remain flexible, you'll be feeling good. So make sure that you move your body parts, because we are known to stay in a particular position for longer durations. All body parts, neck, if you move neck like this, when you get up, you have to move like this also, or like this. Simple things, very simple thing, guys. Make sure that you're mobile, make sure that you're flexible. In terms of the time, when you should be doing some output, I suggest do it in the morning. My simple rule is that if you can align your thing to the nature, the nature will support you. Everybody gets up in the morning, and the sun rises at 5-6 a.m. If you can, to get up 5-6 a.m., do these things, get all the oxygen in the body. The body is what? Oxygen and water, 72%, in fact 80%, whatever that percentage is. If you get enough water in the body, enough oxygen in the body in the morning, you have the basic ingredient to go after and do your work, run, fast, whatever you want to do, you can do that, remain fully charged. So guys, basically morning time is a pretty good time. The other thing, as I suggest, if you're not doing certain things during your work sort of work time, do certain things which can help you move to a different zone. So for example, heart beats, let's say 72 times a minute. Do certain things where it can slow down, go to 60 minutes per minute. Could be by meditation, slow breathing, could be various techniques, or you sort of do some jogging. You can go up to 90, 100, 120, and then sort of it kind of gets used to different kind of settings. Because what we're trying to do is make sure that our body doesn't get used to, doesn't get rusted, doesn't get rotten, and therefore it is available to us at our disposal to digest whatever you're putting in, to help us do certain things. Plain basic vanilla stuff, guys. But if you're not doing that, please start doing it, or bring more regularity into it. I've seen a lot of people, they actually suffer quite a lot because they don't pay attention to their body. For them, work is everything. work is everything, but for everything to happen you have to have something to be available to you, right? Don't use your body to such an extent that it is not available to you, and the energy that you've got is busy fixing what is inside. So manage your input, manage your output, let the machine work, continue to work, and it will be available to you for everything else that you want to do in life. Okay guys, basic stuff. Hope you like it. Just practice. I haven't told you anything new. Just make sure that you pay attention to the fact now that you've spent time watching this video. Okay, thanks for watching guys. See you next time.